Hello and welcome back to ROADTRIpVIA, the road trip ready trivia quiz made to be played in the car. Today's episode, number 406, the category, Brainy Tuesday, number 6. This is a 21 question difficult trivia quiz. These are tough trivia questions, 20 up front. There is a question 21 tiebreaker at the end of the episode if you need to stick around for that. Thank you for watching. Let's get started with question number 1. At only 5 centimeters long, what is the name of the artery that has an unusually low blood pressure of 8 to 20 millimeters mercury and carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle of the heart to the lungs? What is the name of that artery? The answer is the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary is the correct answer. Question number 2. In 2016, a zoo worker shot and killed Harambe, a 17-year-old western lowland gorilla, to save a 3-year-old boy who climbed through a barrier and fell into the enclosure inside a zoo in what U.S. state? In what state was Harambe killed? It was the Cincinnati Zoo, so the state was Ohio. Question number 3. Ricky Rubio was taken by the Timberwolves with the 5th pick in the 2009 NBA Draft. 2 picks later, what other point guard, a future 4-time NBA champion and 2-time MVP, was taken by the Golden State Warriors? This 4-time NBA champion is Steph Curry. Question number 4. He said that if a writer could infuse a human interest and a semblance of truth into a fantastic tale, the reader would suspend judgment concerning the implausibility of the narrative. The phrase, willing suspension of disbelief, was coined in 1817's Biographia Literaria by what poet? Famous for the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, that poet's name is Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Question number 5. With no connection to McDonald's, either implied nor intended, what was the name of the restaurant in the 1988 Eddie Murphy comedy Coming to America, where he and Arsenio Hall find gainful employment? It's not McDonald's, because McDonald's has the Golden Arches, and they have the Golden Arcs. McDonald's has the Big Macs, and they have the Big Mix. The answer is McDowell's. Question number 6. In the late 15th century, the power of the Mongol Golden Horde largely disintegrated following the Great Stand on the Ugra River, where the Horde refused to engage what Grand Prince of Moscow? We are looking for the name of this Grand Prince of Moscow. The Golden Horde did not want to fight him. He was Ivan the Great, or Ivan the Third. Question number 7. In what 1992 movie musical does Christian Bale play a New York City periodical salesman that leads a strike after the New York World publisher Joseph Pulitzer raises the price of the papers at his distribution centers? What 1992 movie musical? I don't believe Christian Bale is in too many musicals. This one was called Newsies. Question number 8. At the start of the Meiji Restoration in 1868 Japan, the Meiji Emperor moved from what former imperial capital, where it had been situated since 794, to Edo, before renaming it Tokyo, meaning Eastern Capital. So we're looking for the site of the original capital from 794 to 1868. Before it was moved to Tokyo, it was in Kyoto. Question number 9. August 15th through 18th, 1969, 40 miles south of Woodstock, New York, the Aquarian Exposition, 3 days of peace and music, also known as the Woodstock Rock Festival, was held on the 600-acre dairy farm owned by what man? That dairy farm was owned by Max Yasgur. Question number 10. What is the name of the fourth novel from Herman Melville about the adventures of a man whose first name is Wellingborough that ends with the narrator hearing about the death of his friend Harry Bolton while whaling? This is Herman Melville, who wrote Moby Dick, but it's the name of his fourth book. If you know Wellingborough's last name, you'll know the title, because it is Wellingborough Redburn. Redburn is the answer. Question number 11. What television show, which first aired in 1992, is currently the longest running on its network with over 30 seasons, including Bad Blood, that was set in the Pacific Northwest, and Skeletons, which was set in Chicago? What is the name of this reality television show? Airing on MTV, it is The Real World. Question number 12. What is the name of the large unfinished Roman Catholic minor basilica in Barcelona, Spain, which began construction in 1882 and was originally designed by Anthony Gaudi and has been selected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site? This unfinished Roman Catholic minor basilica is called the La Sagrada Familia. Question number 13. The Black Legion, which protected many high-ranking Ku Klux Klan officers, was particularly prominent in what Midwestern city, where a 1967 race riot known as the 12th Street Riot occurred under Mayor Jerome Kavanaugh? It was known as the 12th Street Riot or the Detroit Uprising. The answer is Detroit, Michigan. Question number 14. The introduction of the Astron model of what item in 1969 sparked the quartz crisis, which decimated the traditional manufacturing industry of these devices in Switzerland? What devices are we talking about? The quartz allowed for superior accuracy at a lower cost, which decimated the traditional Swiss mechanical watch industry. Wristwatches is the answer. Question number 15. Archbishop Gustav Troll capitalized on the anger of the Swedish partisans toward the Danish, who in 1520 executed dozens of Sten Sture the Younger supporters over several days in a massacre now known by what name? What is the name of that massacre? In 1520, it was known as the Stockholm Bloodbath. Question number 16. Named after the New York governor at the time, what was the statewide set of harsh narcotic laws that were passed in 1973 and issued penalties such as 25 years in prison for possession of 4 ounces of cocaine? Named for the New York governor at that time, which was 1973. Those were known as the Rockefeller drug laws. Question number 17. It describes a solution that contains the maximum possible amount of dissolved solute at a given temperature and pressure. If more solute is added, It will not dissolve and will instead form a precipitate. What is this term that can also be used to describe some fats? If it has the maximum possible amount of dissolved solute, it is saturated. Saturated is the answer. Question number 18. Francis Younghusband's expedition reached what forbidden city inside the Tibetan Autonomous Region in China, the site of the Potala Palace and the Jokhang Temple, in August of 1904? Francis Younghusband's expedition reached what forbidden city? That city is known as Lhasa. Question number 19. Originally an ordinary man by the name of Nick Chopper, what character, who originally appeared in a Lyman Frank Baum novel in 1900, has appeared in dozens of movies, poems, and novels since then? If you know the L. Frank Baum novel released in 1900, you know it was Wizard of Oz, and Nick Chopper was the real name of the Tin Man. And question 20. His name is now used to describe any charming and seductive womanizer. What libertine first appeared in the 17th century play The Trickster of Seville and the Stone Guest, who later seduces Donna Julia in the first canto of an epic satirical poem by Lord Byron? This charming and seductive womanizer was Don Juan. Alright, that wraps up the first 20 questions. We do have a question 21 tiebreaker coming up at the end of this episode, if you need to stick around for that. Thank you for watching episode number 406. This was Brainy Tuesday number 6. Now, some of these questions were harder than others, but all of them were pretty difficult. If you like the easier trivia, Friday night pub quiz, that's the one you need to tune in for. That's more of like recreational trivia. This is more difficult trivia on Tuesdays. Subscribe to the channel if you like trivia. We post a ton of new quizzes all the time. And let's do question 21, the tiebreaker for today. Once thought to be extinct, the coelacanth was rediscovered at the mouth of the Chilumna River in South Africa in what year? What year did they rediscover the coelacanth? The answer is 1938. Now, you don't have to get it right on 1938. Whichever player got closest to 1938 is going to win that point. And if after question 20 there was a tie, whoever just won the point for question 21 just won the whole game. Congratulations. Thank you for watching. Check us out on Facebook and follow along on YouTube, and we'll catch you on the next trip.